This show, to my surprise, is quite popular. I wasn't expecting the amount of hype geared towards this anime, with the first episode getting 49,000 likes, which is quite impressive. I think I'll do an overall review of what I thought about these first 3 episodes, and so far so good. I really love an underdog story, and I really like the main character, Kafka Hibino. It's really interesting how an anime that is a Shonen Jump has a main character that is over the age of 20. The dude is 32 years old, which is really unique for a Shonen Jump series. Usually the main character is between the ages of 13 to about 20. I do like how we have an older protagonist, and I do feel like it's geared towards those anime fans who are in the older Gen Z category / millennials. A lot of the things that this character goes through, a lot of people his age can relate to. I do relate to his struggles and him needing to prove himself to others, but the dude seems to have the short end of the stick, as he had to abandon his dream of joining the anti-kaiju defense force and now works as a kaiju cleanup dude. And the dude feels like a failure because his childhood friend Mina rose to the top and became the defense force captain of the 3rd division, and everyone likes her and she's seen as this hero leading her team to take on the kaijus. I do like the world when they're fighting the kaijus in the training episode, which is episode 3. Some of those scenes look pretty magnificent. The world feels large and really vast. I do like how they're keeping this kaiju power a mystery. I don't quite know what that floating bug thing was that fused with Hibino in episode 1, and why him? Why not anyone else? So many questions so far. The side characters, while we don't know too much about them, they're quite unique and quirky. It's only episode 3 and I like pretty much the majority of the characters. I do like Kikaru. She has a lot of spunk and she seems to be some sort of child prodigy. I do like how Reno wasn't quite what I expected him to be later on. He came off as this cold, put together, mysterious anime dude, you know, the type, the Fushigeros, the Sasukes. But as the show went on, and as he spent more time with Hibino, he started to loosen up and he started to show a little bit of life and energy, and he's a bit of fun to be around, which is an interesting change in the genre. I do like how they're keeping the kaijus a mystery. They're just fighting them for now, but I'm guessing as the series goes on, we're going to get some answers. We're going to find out where these kaijus came from and who created them. Maybe it was some sort of lab experiment gone wrong, or maybe they've come from an alternative dimension, because that opening theme song with the wibbly wobbly timey-wimey special effects and motion graphics reminded me of Doctor Who's opening sequences. And speaking of the opening visuals, my gosh, those visuals look stunning and the song is a bop. I do like how they are simulcasting the English dub with the Japanese version. I think that's really cool and it brings more people into watching this series. I know it did for me. The voices all sound cool and unique. The action, the suspense, the writing. The only thing that does put a damper on it, Mina. Why is she giving Hibino the cold shoulder? She's in a position of power. I'd expect her to be a bit more open-minded and open with everyone, especially her childhood friend. Yes, I guess that he didn't live up to her expectations and all that, because they promised as kids that they were going to fight together side by side and take on the big bad kaiju. It looks like Hibino couldn't quite live up to that promise. I'm wondering if Mina is pretty disappointed in him. If she is, then give the dude some slack. He's trying, you know? Not everyone can be that talented, you know? People are good at some things and can't do other things. No need to give this guy the cold shoulder. She doesn't even really acknowledge her childhood friend when she sees him in episode 1 towards the end. If anything, Hibino should be resenting her more than she does him, with how he feels like such a failure and all that. So it's interesting how someone at the top and someone at the bottom have the exact polar opposite attitudes towards life. Hibino may be at the bottom, but he's very optimistic and he's always smiling, while Mina is at the top, but she looks really cold, serious, and honestly a little bit miserable in my eyes. She has a pretty stern face and she's really serious all the time. I don't know what beef these two had, but they gotta sort it out because I'm not liking this tension. I really hope that the showrunners give this girl some character development, because so far Mina is white bread. Bland, boring, Nothing interesting. Yeah, she fights cool and all that, but she wishes she can be Kikaru. Not only does Kikaru have the power and the confidence, but she also has that absolute vibrant personality that I do feel like is lacking from Mina. If Mina doesn't get that growth, then she may be the worst character in this series, in my opinion. Let's hope that the showrunners give this girl all the development and all the love that she needs, so that hopefully by the end of the series we root for her, and hopefully the two of them, Hibino and Mina, can kiss and make up, because man, stop giving my boy the cold shoulder. I don't like it, mate. I really don't. I think I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I'm really liking it. The action, the suspense, the writing. Sometimes the comedic moments don't always land. I'm getting Spy X Family / Jujutsu Kaisen-esque comedy, which isn't always the best type of comedy, but it is what it is. I'm guessing as the series goes on, we're going to dive into the dark side of this world and all that jazz. Oh yeah, I was not expecting this series to be about this man transforming into this kaiju. I was expecting the show to be a kaiju who is trying to become human or something like that. So it's interesting. It's very similar to a series that everyone knows. But tell me in the comments down below, what do you guys think of this show? Of course, as the show goes on, I'll go more into depth with what I think of the episodes, but I like it so far. Like this video, subscribe for more anime reactions, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more. But thank you for watching, and as always, a boy dude review signing out.